make sure internet is, yeah.
There
All
it
right,
is.
there we go. There we go. Appreciate it. I don't know what's going on with Facebook Live. Facebook Live on my personal account has been acting like real shady lately, but that's neither here nor there. Yo, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. No matter where you may find yourself as you listen to this and you tuned in to the only sports podcast with brains and bars. It's a black and white thing featuring A1 and A Ward. I am one half of the dynamic duo. I'm A1. You can check out every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice. Wherever you get the podcast, give us 5 stars, leave a comment. We talk to us, we talk back. You can also check us out live here on YouTube by searching for Brains and Bars. Subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell so you can be tuned in. Tell a friend to tell a friend it's them boys again. And you can also comment. We talk back here too. So we got a dope show lined up for you tonight. We have obviously Ward's in the building, but we have a guest with us. He is a pioneer in battle rap. We'll ask him if he still feels like he's still the best battle rap A&R in the game. Um, I feel like when we talk about Mount Rushmore within battle rap, I feel like his name is not mentioned enough. That's my personal opinion. Right now, he's the co-host of one of the dopest hip hop podcasts around. Don't quote me, podcast. He is, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, he is Drect. Shout out to Drect.
Yeah, y'all got like the clap track and then the fake
You know
crowd in
what?
the back and all that.
Like we're on a budget. We're balling on the budget. So golf clap.
After
Golf
that
Oh,
clap.
we
intro,
good,
I
we
thought
good,
we
we
had left
good.
one on or something. I'm just.
Yeah, white pride. That's
Nah,
crazy. What?
I was just
This the
playing.
black and white show for real, son?
No, that's funny.
Yo, thank you for joining us, Direct. Glad to have you in the building.
No doubt. Appreciate the wonderful intro, my brother A1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ward, how you doing tonight, man? I don't want to leave you out. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. It's one of them days where like I did nothing all day, and then like 30 minutes before the pod, like I did like 19 things. So now like I'm all like, scatterbrained. It's like it's like I could have like prioritized my time better today, but like for the last 30 minutes I've been like running up and down the stairs, out to the car, over here, over there, but it's been good. It's been a good what is it, Tuesday? Yeah, man.
Tuesday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're here to talk about the Super Bowl. We got Patriots versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Shout out to Direct. You're from Boston?
Yeah.
From Boston, Boston native in the building. So I happened to see on Twitter he had a list of reasons why he thought that the Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl. And so
For
when I saw
sure.
that, I said, man, let me hit this guy up, man, and see if he can join us on the show to talk about his squad.
For
So
sure.
we're going to talk about that tonight. Before we do that, though, I do have one question related to Don't Quote Me Pod.
Word.
How did you end up getting this show started?
Um, it's a funny story because I was I was missing from battle rap for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't have the same love for battle rap, but I was kind of kicking myself in the ass during COVID because I was like, yo, I gotta restart something else. And I ended up talking to a couple other people that are big in the culture now, and I gave them a lot of ideas that I wouldn't have used myself, but they ended up to go on and be successful. So I was like, oh nah, son, I gotta start a pod. So the guy who owns our studio, H, shout out to H, man. He used to always tell me, like, yo, man, you gotta do a pod at the spot. You gotta do a pod at the spot. And after I really thought about it, I was like, you know what? COVID was a crazy time. So I actually used that as a loophole to move into a really dope spot, which happened to be in the same neighborhood as a studio, walking distance. So I was like, you know what? Feel like I did this on purpose subconsciously. Let me get started. So I started the pod with my boy MJ, who is just someone who always argues with me about rap and sports. So I said if I ever did something like this, I'd have MJ along. My boy June, who's like the real battle rap guru. When I don't know something, I ask June. You know what I'm saying? And I think the second episode we had a PC. Hurricane Dew was there for a while. Then like the iteration, like Rain came on as a guest with our boy Inf. Rest in peace to Inf. He was somebody like kind of like one of the glue behind the Griselda movement. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
One of the many people. You know what I mean? So he came on with Rain. Rain just came to hang out and he just ended up staying for 2 years. You know what I mean? So That's how we got the current iteration of the show. And like, we just try to be creative. We try to spit facts. We try to do trivia. You know what I mean? And we just try to have fun. You know what I mean? And it seems to translate on camera. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you guys
yeah,
have gone viral a few times.
yeah,
Obviously, shout out to the young boy
yeah.
Eli.
Eli, yeah, Eli.
I feel
Hey
like that was
man,
kind of one of the
I seen him on his
first times.
story yesterday with the big old thing of cash. Did you see that on his Instagram story?
Yeah, yeah.
So this young,
Eli's Eli's funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? Eli was throwing up that scholarship money like a mug. He's on the basketball team for Clark Atlanta. He walked on and got a scholarship for that. And then he ended up getting a full ride track scholarship and breaking a bunch of records. And whatever
yeah,
division they
that's
are.
that's
I know
fire, fire.
he broke a bunch of records, so he's doing his thing, man. And he knows
Hmm.
how to get the people riled up, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We keep like I didn't put out a couple crazy clips of things he said because I'm like, nah, son, we can't, you know what I'm saying? The jig gonna be up if you do this every day. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So we bringing him along. He knows what he's doing. You know what I
What's up?
mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Um, so let's transition. Let's talk a little bit about your fandom, right? You're a
Okay.
fan of the one of the greatest dynasties of the 21st century, the
For
New
sure.
England Patriots. Had a couple of down years after Brady left, but now the team is back in the Super Bowl. So I want to start by asking how much fun has this season been for you as a fan?
To be honest, like Patriots fans are like, you ever have a friend that's like the complete opposite of a yes man, who like every time you do something good, your friend be like, yeah, you could do better. That's how Patriots fans are. It's like we're like, yeah, but nah, let's see how we do in the playoffs. Yeah, but Drake, man, Brady, don't stop. Like everyone I know from Boston, when it comes to the Celtics and the Patriots and the Red Sox, we be skeptical until we see something amazing. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people are just a fan of their city, but at least with basketball and football, I'm a fan of the entire league. You know what I'm saying? Like I pay attention to a lot. So I didn't really say anything about the Patriots till I started realizing things that I don't feel like most people are picking up on.
What's that?
I feel like our defense has consistent. Like I feel like we have a top five defense in the league, but I feel like it wasn't there all year. I feel like towards the end of the season, I started feeling like, damn, do we have a top five defense? And once we played that Chargers game, I was like, oh nah, because Chargers is supposed to be a top five defense. I think our defense is better than theirs. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I think we have individuals players better than people on their defense, and I think our team defense as a whole, and our coach being a defensive minded coach, I would put us in that top five. Other thing is I think our receiving core is a little bit better than what's advertised. Like obviously, like Mac Hollins isn't like a, you know what I'm saying, uh market breaking receiver, you know what I'm saying? But I think he could be a three on a lot of teams, possibly a two, depending on what kind of team you have. Like
hmm,
definitely a deep threat, savvy player. I think Kayshawn Boutte, I think he's gonna show out in the Super Bowl. I think people don't know how good he is. You know what I'm
he
saying?
was
And I
really
think,
good coming
yeah,
out of LSU, and then he had the gambling
yeah.
thing, and he had like a rough rookie season,
Right,
and
right, right,
it
right.
was kind of one of those things where normally receivers are just fold to all that and be a bust,
Right.
but he seemed to be kept his head on straight.
And I think like for instance, right? Like so Stephon Diggs, right? He's been an elite receiver the majority of his career. I've been a fan of him since Minnesota, right?
Mhm.
I think he's even underrated now. Like if you watch his highlight tape for the year, I don't think you realize the catches and the things he's been doing consistently all year. You know what I'm saying? I think the Buffalo game was obviously a highlight revenge game, but I don't think New England plays force one person the ball. So it's hard to recognize the individual talent unless they go super crazy. You know what I mean? So those are the things I pick up on about our team.
Okay, okay. So just some stats to back up your thoughts on the defense. This season, the
Hmm.
Patriots were top 10 in yards per game. They were eighth, and they were, I think it was top five in points per game. So I
Hmm.
mean, defense is pretty good. It's cool. It's cool. So, Ward, I want to ask you, right?
Hmm.
Looking at the Patriots this year, like how have you perceived their season to be in terms of strength of schedule, overall performance, so on and so forth?
Yeah, it's
Well,
to
we
tell
are.
it to. Go ahead, D.
Oh, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I would say
I
it's a tell of two halves. I agree with Direct. I think God cursed them for what they did to Gerard Mayo in the first 8 games of the season. And that's
mm,
that's why their defense wasn't that great because he gave his
mm.
entire life to that organization. And yes, they're in the Super Bowl, but poor Gerard Mayo, by the way. He played at Tennessee, one of my favorite players, so I was really upset about it. But no, I definitely the whole like strength of schedule thing. To be honest with you, I don't buy too much into the strength of schedule thing in the NFL because you're in the NFL. That's to me, that's a college category. Like, when you play a bunch of bums and cupcakes in college, then I'm looking at strength of schedule. In the NFL, like you can lose every week to somebody because it's a professional team of professionals. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's very difficult. Do you rarely run into a team that if you're not playing at least your B+ game, you can't lose to. So I didn't buy
right.
too much into that. I think for me, it was just watching. Drake May didn't have a great rookie season. He didn't have a bad rookie season, but he didn't have a great rookie season. So it was watching the maturity of him and seeing when he does get to those big games, like the Buffalo game, when he does get to some of these big games, how has he matured and will he continue to play at the clip in which he plays when he's playing against the Jets and the Titans and different things like that. And so yeah, I mean, I think it's a tale of Drake May maturing and showing that he's a top 7 quarterback in this league, and it's Mike Vrabel just being a really good coach.
Mm. See, and this is what I'm saying about Patriots fans. You saying Drake May is top 7. I'm like, I hope he's top 10, maybe top 12. You know what I'm saying? We gonna find out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
You
mean,
know,
So
is
go ahead,
he
Word.
considered the front runner for the MVP, or is it him and Matt Stafford? Basically, I mean, it's down to a
mm.
two horse race, right?
I
Um,
think we all think Matt Stafford is gonna win that. I think people will be upset if Matt Stafford don't win.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of a career achievement award for him.
yeah.
Um, and it also feels like it's a little bit by default. I just think that Lamar didn't have a great season. Mahomes, like the guys that we normally are used to winning those things, didn't have great seasons. There was the middle portion of the season. Matt was really cooking. I feel like down the stretch, he had his moments, but it wasn't as strong as the middle portion. And so it's like somebody got to win it, right? So it's going to come down to Drake or Matt, and I do think Matt's going to win it. So here's my take on the Patriots season. And Ward,
Hmm.
I disagree with you, right? Like I feel like strength of schedule does matter. I think that it matters, especially it matters to a degree, right? Once you get in the playoffs, most of the time you face really good teams. I still have some concerns about the Patriots offensively because throughout this playoff run, I don't feel like they've been great. I feel like they've been good, but I also feel like that they've played. I mean, look, in that first game against the Chargers, Justin Herbert's line was terrible. He got killed. He didn't play well. CJ Stroud played like there was his first time ever picking up a football in
That's
the
the
in the
best
second.
defense in the NFL, though, that they beat.
True, but listen, if you put a better quarterback on that Texans team, they might win by 2 touchdowns.
Well, all right. So here, can I say
What did
something?
T
Can I
Rex
can I
say?
just
If my auntie had,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
say it. They're gonna take this down if you say that.
yeah,
So so go ahead, direct your response to
Uh,
that.
Here's my thing, right? Weather, right? Weather is a part of football, and people don't always like to acknowledge it, right? Let me ask y'all a question. So we got about a good quarter in like the Broncos game before the weather went to
hmm
shit, right?
yeah.
How many quarterbacks are throwing for 250 plus yards in that weather? So when people say, "Oh, Drake May only threw for was it 73 yards or something like
Yeah,
that," something crazy, like the first thing I say is like, okay, so who would have performed crazy in that weather? Who wouldn't have ran the ball the whole game, right? So how are you going to count that as like, bro? How many quarterbacks has ever threw 73 yards? How many high regarded quarterbacks have thrown 73 yards in the game? Clearly, it was something else going on there. Second of all, the weather in Houston was shit, right? Houston, it gets cold in the wintertime, but the weather's not like it was usually in that game, right? I think maybe some players aren't as efficient in certain type of weather. And I feel like that's something that people aren't bringing to the table. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah, Jared Stidham did good while everything was fine and honky dory, but as soon as things got challenging, started throwing forward fumbles and shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
ain't gonna hold you. He definitely forward was definitely a forward fumble.
So But I mean, but I understand that, right? Like I understand in
Right.
that game they did what they had to do. But to me, that Houston game is the one I'm really referencing. Now it was high winds, but we've
Hmm.
seen good quarterback play in a game where the winds are play a factor. And I just felt like,
Wasn't it like 18 degrees in that game though? On
I
top
mean,
of the wind.
cold is cold. I understand that. And listen, I did say I had a tweet probably in the first quarter where I said, yo, CJ Stroud looks cold. Like Houston looked cold. And that probably played a factor in it. But at the same time, if you go get a Mahomes, if you go get a Josh Allen, that outcome probably looks a little bit different. So, and I equated their run to the Bengals run in 21, right? Where the Bengals offensively, Joe Burrow did not look great in any of the games up until the Super Bowl. Super Bowl, he was excellent. In those games, he was just okay. He was getting sacked a bunch of times, and Drake May's taking a bunch of sacks in his playoff run. And the offenses that they faced outside of Kansas City in the first half of the AFC Championship game were not performing well. Tennessee turned the ball over like five or six. No, yeah, I think it was five, about four interceptions, five turnovers in that game against the Bengals. I forget who they played the week before that in the wild card round, but they just never played a great offensive team until they got to the Super Bowl. And then even then, they were still a play away, right? Like if Aaron Donald doesn't get in Joe Burrow's face, you have Jamar Chase wide open for a touchdown, right? Because he had juked Jalen Ramsey out of his jockstrap.
Hmm.
So I think I hope that it will be a good game. And we could talk a little bit in just a second about whether or not it will be a good game. I think it will be. So I have hope that Mike Vrabel is a good coach. Like Ward said, a hex on Patriots for what they did to Jerod Mayo because I don't think it was fair. But I think it'll be a good game. But I just have my doubts. I just haven't seen a top to bottom great performance. And you're right to mention the elements. So let's talk. So let's get off of the Patriots for just a second. Let's talk about the Seahawks. Do you all trust Sam Darnold? Has Sam Darnold finally done enough for you all to say I trust him that he can win this game?
Hell no.
Why
um,
not?
If Sam Darnold was a locked in top 10 quarterback, I'd be scared and I wouldn't be saying too much.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I think I know it's weird to say. I just trust the offense around Sam Darnold more than I did, like even with Minnesota. I think Kenneth Walker with Barner, with Jackson Smith and Jigba, with like Cooper Kupp and some of these guys. Like I just for some reason I trust the team around him more to not put him in a position where he's having to sling the ball and throw three picks. In a big game. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Drect. I just I know that the Seahawks are favored. Were they favored by 4.5, something like that, maybe? And rightfully so. They play in the best division in football, even though I don't want to say strength of schedule is a big thing or whatever. Like, I mean, playing against the Niners, the Rams, and the Cardinals or whatever. Well, Niners and Rams, but but yeah, I mean, I don't. He's not. Yeah, he's not. He's not. They're not going in there against a guy that you're like worried that he's going to beat you. You're muted, everyone.
Appreciate you. I believe, man.
Don't say the wrong thing.
I think Sam Darnold won me over in the NFC title game. I think he won me over. I think that a belief and trust the same thing.
No, heck no. I could believe in God, but I don't trust him.
Yeah, word.
So I believe that Sam Darnold can beat the Patriots.
You don't trust him, though. I know that.
I don't trust Sam Darnold. I think it comes down to what Drect mentioned in the beginning with the defense. If the defense can get pressure on Sam Darnold, it's the one thing that the Niners couldn't do because of all the injuries. It's the one thing that the Rams couldn't do. Strangely enough, because they have good defensive pieces up front, but they couldn't generate enough pressure and they were able to run the ball. I saw Drect say, hey, you're not going to be able to run the ball on Milton Williams and Christian Barmore and the guys up front. I think that's the X factor to the game right there. If they can run the football, I think they can open things up enough for Sam Darnold where he can make plays. it gets interesting if Kenneth Walker can't get any traction on the ground, if they can't make any headway into that to the secondary. So do like I said, I believe in Sam Darnold. I don't trust Sam Darnold. I got to see it to believe it. I got to see it to trust that he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. If you ask me, who do I trust more though? Even with all my questions about the Patriots offense, I'm going to take Drake May.
You
If you're
trust
going,
Drake May more than Sam Darnold.
I'm going to trust Drake May more than Sam Darnold. I think he uses his legs better. I don't know what the Broncos were doing by never really spying him in the NFC AFC Championship game, but I think he can use his legs if he gets in trouble. I think I trust him more as a passer. I think the one thing that he's shown, even from his rookie year, he can sling the rock, man, and he can sling it efficiently. And I think there's something to be said about quarterbacks who don't make mistakes, right? I think too often teams are looking for Jackson, Mahomes, Allen for the spectacular, and they overlook guys who just say, hey, don't try to fit that ball into that window. Take the check down or just get a couple of yards and let's punt. And I think I think he does a good job of not being not being turnover prone. Whereas we've seen Sam Darnold give it up.
So let me ask you. I want to bring up a couple points, if I may,
Okay.
and I want to
Yes,
ask you
go
on
ahead.
some things. So I think Drake May is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL once the ball is in the air, right? I think
Okay.
his biggest thing is pocket presence, and it's not that he doesn't feel that he's about to get sacked, is that he tries to make a play out of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that leads to him holding the ball loose and everything. But I just watching the playoff run, I'm like, I wonder how much of the like frostbitten fingers come into play when you like would that happen if it was 70 degrees?
Right.
I don't know. Or are you playing indoors? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I think the other thing is this, right? Y'all remember well, first of all, A1, you the stat guy, right?
Okay.
Um, what percentage of the time does the Seahawks run the ball this whole year?
Ooh, that's a great question.
It's like a really high number. They might be leading the NFL.
So I'm gonna look this up, but I'm gonna take a guess while I look it up. I'm gonna say that they ran the ball 56% of the time.
Okay. And I saw the stat floating around somewhere, but I think they're the number one. They have the number one amount of rushing attempts in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I think losing Charbonnet is actually a big thing for the Seahawks.
As I was about to say, because if you think about it, with the amount of times that the Seahawks actually run the ball, do you remember what life was like in Seattle, where Kenneth Walker was their all-around running back all the time?
It was a lot different.
Injured,
Yeah.
injured often too, right? I don't think he can handle 30 touches. I think he's more efficient with 12 to 16 touches.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, see, the reason why the Seahawks have been able to quote unquote protect Sam Darnold is because they rely so heavily on their run game. There's games where Sam Darnold got 18 passes. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you force Sam Darnold to throw in the mid to high 20s, that's when you're going to start seeing old Sam Darnold resurface. I think he's better, and I think he did correct some things, but I think they're also protecting him from being mistake prone, right? And I think honestly, with Seattle secondary is amazing, right? But I believe that the Patriots, as long as Ramondre doesn't fumble, I think they have a very good, steady, consistent quarterback, and they have a running back that can break out for a 60-yard run at any point in the game, right? I think the Patriots can score 3 touchdowns in this game. You know what I'm saying? And if that happens, what happens if it gets to the fourth quarter and it's like Seahawks got to throw, and you see no runs, and you see Sam Darnold toss the ball 10 times in a row? What's that
Hmm.
going to look like?
So to answer your question, I was wild wrong on the run pass ratio. They're actually 50-50.
Oh, they are.
They're 50-50 in run
Wow.
pass ratio throughout the season. They were a little the last game they threw a little bit more than they ran, but yeah, it's a 50-50 ratio. So balanced. So I mean, again, I think the thing with Sam Darnold is if you can get pressure, right? His famous quote is, "I'm seeing ghosts." If you can get pressure on him, then you can make life difficult for him. So, but he has Jackson Smith and Jigba top 5 wide receiver in the game right now.
He's the best
Currently,
wide receiver in the game right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Currently, he's definitely.
Okay, so why? So direct. Why is Christian Gonzalez going to limit? I'm not going to say shut down because I don't know if you can truly shut him down. Why is Christian Gonzalez going to limit the effectiveness of JSN?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think JSN is gonna be that limited. This is what I think. I think Christian Gonzalez does better against bigger receivers due to his stature and how he is. He's not gonna. But I do see. This is what I don't know. I don't know how Vrabel is gonna set up the defense. Right. I think we're gonna see offensive things and defensive things out of the Patriots that we haven't seen all year. You know what I'm saying? And I think so. For instance, like JSN, I think if we can limit it to like 80 and a touchdown, we can still win. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But if this mug is going for 140 and 2 touchdowns, you know what I'm saying? That's when life's gonna get crazy. But I also think New England has a way more talented secondary than people believe. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and this is what I'm saying, like narratives, right? I didn't put up that post because I just think the Patriots are gonna shock the world and destroy Seattle. You know what I'm saying? I put up that post because I'm like, the narrative is the Patriots should just be happy to be here. But there's things about their team that there's bruh. You can't be kind of. I don't care if you had the easiest schedule of all time. You can't be like kind of trash and get 9 road wins.
Very
That's
true.
fair. That's
That doesn't
fair.
happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? And I think like the Super Bowl might be what NFL fans need to see how good the Patriots actually are, win or lose. Prime example, right? When we say, "Oh, well, how come Houston didn't play that well against them?" I haven't heard too many people say Patriots defense made adjustments that limited CJ Stroud. It's always something's wrong with CJ Stroud. I think Pittsburgh set up the blueprint for how to make CJ Stroud look whack, and I feel like the Patriots did the knowledge and super fucked them up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what I think happened. I mean, how many times have we seen a ass team get a couple wins in a row because they're playing people who don't know how to make adjustments? You know what I'm saying? I think we have all the tools available to us. We have the right coach, we have the right defense, and the right offensive coordinator to make something improbable happen. And
Man,
how many top 5 defenses did Seattle play all year? I know. Do y'all know?
There was
I'm gonna
none,
say
right?
0.
Two.
2.
They played Minnesota and maybe the Chargers.
Didn't know Chargers were top 5. Okay. All right. All right. All
Yeah, the
right.
Chargers was no. They had them ranked as number 5 during the regular season.
Okay.
What
Okay.
about? Do you think it plays a part that I mean? And I don't know the Seahawks full coaching staff, but I mean, Josh McDaniels has been there. Mike Vrabel has played there. Has been, you know what I mean? Like there are guys on the sidelines for the Patriots that these moments are not too big for. You know, Mike McDonald obviously is first time. First NFL head coach. This is his first year, right?
Mhm.
You know,
No,
But
no.
no,
Second
no,
year.
no.
Second year.
second.
Second
Okay,
year
yeah.
for yeah, yeah,
First year he was with Gino first year, and yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so I just wonder too, like if how much that plays a part of just how big the game is, and guys like Vrabel and McDaniels knowing how to calm their players, what plays to call, where to throw in this, 2 point conversion or this fake, or this, double pass or something like that, whether it happens or not. Like there's guys like that have been there and they won't hesitate to call that, and then there's guys like that that are like, oh, if I do something like
Mhm.
this, I'll never hear about it in my first Super Bowl.
Bro, with the game on the line in the snow against the Broncos defense, Josh McDaniels called a flea flicker to
All
Matt
that,
Collins 40 yards down the field
all that.
when you couldn't even see the players on the field in the snow.
Yeah,
And that joint was a dime.
yeah. He almost didn't get it back to him. No, well, no, it
I
wasn't. It was
know.
like it was kind of like the running back kind of was. It was a little tough on the running back. Looked like to get it back to
Yeah.
him. But yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
I mean,
perfect pass.
and I
How
mean,
much faith you gotta have to do that?
shout out to Drake May calling his number on with the game on the line to run the. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like he didn't tell anybody he was going to do it. Hey, I'm calling my own number, and it was a great call. So let's run through this exercise real quick. We don't have to go
Okay.
top 10.
Okay.
We're going to go for both. You can factor in both teams.
Okay.
Top 5 players. So we're talking, we're drafting, right? Who are the top 5 players on each team? If you're drafting first overall, second overall, we don't have to. So yeah, so top 5. You
So
want
we
me to throw
mixing
some
both
names
teams
out there?
together. We're mixing
Mixing
both
both
teams
teams
together.
together. Who are the top 5 players on this team? I can throw some names out there if you want me
Okay.
to.
Okay.
So we got Steph Diggs.
Put
We have
put him closer to 5.
Yeah.
I
closer
can't
to
say
5.
yet.
Okay, Nick Eamon-Worry. He's a safety for the
Oh, I know who he is.
Seahawks.
I
Yeah,
know who
he's the
he
rookie of
is.
the year, right? Or well, he's up there
Defensive
for it.
Rookie of the Year. I think Carson Schwessinger.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I said
the
that
Cleveland
right
Browns who's
from
going to win
Cleveland.
it, but if I'm not mistaken, Eamon Worry is one of them dudes too.
He's one of them ones. He's one of them
One of
ones.
them dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got Ernest Jones the fourth, linebacker.
What about Dexter Lawrence?
That's not Dexter Lawrence. You're thinking
Who am I
of
thinking of?
Leonard Williams.
No. Who's the guy that came from the Cowboys?
Witherspoon. Is that you talking about
Witherspoon is
Witherspoon?
up there. You're thinking about DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence. Well, Jackson Smith and
Witherspoon is up
Jigba.
there.
Jackson Smith and Jigba is in the top 5.
Okay,
And so is
so that's
Stephon
one.
Diggs.
Ooh.
I might have JSN at 1. To be honest.
JSN, quarterback? We're gonna take Drake May. I think we're consensus. We'll take Drake May.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2. Okay. Leonard Williams, defensive lineman for Seattle.
I wouldn't put him in the top 5. I put there's 2 players in their secondary I would put above
Yeah.
Leonard
What about
Williams.
Christian Gonzalez? Is he the
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's 3. So we got 3 of our 5 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to take Devin Witherspoon or do we want to take Eamon-Worry?
Eamon-Worry.
Yeah.
That's 4. So we got one more spot left.
Gonzalez.
No, we already got him. So we had
but
JSN.
you forgot Drake May. We got
JSN, Drake May, Gonzalez, Eamon-Worry,
and Diggs. We had Diggs at 5.
What about Milton Williams?
Yeah, Milton Williams.
I put Milton Williams over Diggs.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't. Diggs could play like he could be the best player on the field come Super Bowl, but I just don't think like what he does is as crucial to the Patriots winning as what Milton Williams does.
That makes sense.
Okay, so our top 5 here. We're going Jackson Smith and Jigba at 1, Drake May 2.
Yeah.
And Drake May 2, Eamon-Worry at 3, Christian Gonzalez at 4, Milton Williams at 5.
Now there could be a world where Christian Gonzalez is better than Eamon-Worry, but I can't definitively. I don't know how to definitively say that at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So kind of one of the last questions before we get into the predictions. Who's the X factor for both teams? That someone that we might have mentioned in passing up to this point that we think could end up being come Monday, we're going, man, they don't win if not for the exploits of this player.
Oh, I know who it is off top.
It's Booty.
Nah, not even. I think he's gonna do work, but
What are we talking about?
There's one position that the Seahawks do bad against, even though they have a great secondary.
Hunter Henry.
Exactly. I think Hunter Henry is gonna have one of them games, boy.
Interesting.
And I think he's
go ahead. I'm sorry, my fault.
I think he's an underrated tight end. Just because, like I said, the Patriots don't force the ball to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just if you're open, you're gonna get the ball. That's the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Hunter Henry is my pick.
Ward, who you got as the X factor for the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Kenneth Walker. I think the game goes as what he ends up being able to do. You know, whether you want to say it's the offensive line versus the Patriots defensive line or not, but I think that if Kenneth Walker gets upwards to 80, 90, 100 yards and a touchdown, you know, something like that, I think that it just opens up. I mean, bro, Jackson Smith and Jigba is so good. And if they have to worry about the run, he's so good, and Cooper Kupp is going to get you a couple key first downs on some kind of, you know, something. And so I think it really goes as Kenneth Walker goes.
I think
I'm gonna.
Cooper Cup is still is being a little underrated
Mm-hmm.
because I think he can. I mean, not to bring it back to Patriots, but I think he could be Wes Welker, Edelman in a game like this if you really need something. But I don't think it doesn't seem like the offense worries about getting him the ball too much.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I
That's
forget
because
he's
he's
on the
washed.
team. I forget he's
That's
on
because
the.
he's washed.
yeah.
Yeah.
You think
That's
he's
why they don't.
washed?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's done. He's done.
I think he can.
Respectfully,
I think he can run them little short routes and get 70 yards.
70?
I
nah,
No, I think
nah.
no, not in this game. I just mean in general.
yeah, he
Like,
can get
Nah.
30. I think he get
Yeah.
30, but
yeah,
yeah.
it's over.
Like
It's over.
he is Jason Witten of the wide receiver world at this
Hey,
point. Like he's
bro.
gonna get you 7 catches for 35 yards. Like that's just what he is right now. He just
I'm
doesn't
disrespecting Jason
Damn,
Witten, bro.
my man can't even be Chris Hogan.
nah, he can't be Chris Hogan. No.
Damn. All right.
Nah. Like he's done. He's done. Respectfully.
Who's the
Like,
second receiver on the Seahawks?
It's the
I mean,
dude
I
who
would
got injured and he's coming back. I forget his Tory something.
is
Tory
he coming
Holden.
back?
I heard he's coming
Uh
back for the Super Bowl.
hold on. I'm trying to see. I'm looking at their depth chart. I would go Rashid Shaheed if I'm gonna go two.
Oh, that might be the X factor.
Torrey
The
Horton is
return
the name
game
you're
might be
thinking
the X
Tory
about.
factor.
Horton. Yeah.
The return
Yeah.
game might be the X factor.
It
Bro.
might. I mean, he's really good. He's really good.
Yeah, A1, Mr. Statistic,
Yo,
man.
Marcus Jones. That's his name too. What's the other?
Yes, I was. Thank you.
Yeah,
Marcus
this,
Jones. Yeah.
Marcus
He's
I
Jones
mean,
nice.
is a top 5 kick returner in the league.
and he starts
He's
on
fire.
defense too, right? Or is he a nickel? What is he?
He might be a nickel.
I think he might be.
Up, but yeah.
hold on. I'm gonna find out for y'all real quick. Give me 1 second. Defensively, he is your nickelback. He's nickelback.
Mhm.
So yeah, special teams that cancels each other out. I think the X factor to me is something that Direct mentioned before. I think it's Ramondre Stevenson. I think that obviously there's been a lot. The fan base in particular, or if you are a fantasy football fan, have been really down on Ramondre Stevenson for the fumbling issues that he's had over the last couple of years. This isn't a new occurrence for him. I think he got benched and he got injured, I believe is how that went.
Mhm.
And then you had not Stevenson, excuse me. Oh, I can see his name. Who's the
Travion
backup?
Henderson. Travion
Thank
Henderson.
you.
Yeah,
Travion
Travion
Henderson come in. He had a couple of good games, but once credit to Mike Vrabel for never giving up on Ramondre Stevenson, because I think others would have
Mhm.
given his track record, but he has been a really solid back. He was key in that Denver Bronco game and getting tough yards, grinding out first downs, keeping that clock running. I think that's the X factor. I think you can run the ball on Seattle. And I think that is going to be, he's going to be the player when we talk about, man, that guy possibly could have been the MVP if the Patriots win. I think we're going to be talking about Ramondre Stevenson as being like up there for MVP.
Yeah.
So let's get into predictions.
Mhm.
As Ward mentioned, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-BETS-OFF if you have a gambling addiction.
Here we go.
Sportsbooks have the Seahawks as a 4.5-point favorite. So since Direct is the Patriots fan, before I ask you who's going to win outright, I'm going to ask you this. Do
Mhm.
the Patriots cover that 4.5?
Yeah.
Ward, what do you think? Do they cover 4.5?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to say no. They don't cover 4.5.
You just want to be different, bro. And you got on Celtics green. Come on, son.
Not trying to be different. So this leads us into the predictions.
Okay.
Again, we'll start. You guys are viewing this from left to right. So starting on this right-hand side, Direct,
Mhm.
who do you got in this Super Bowl matchup?
Patriots. Give me 24-20.
All right, Ward, who you got?
I got Seahawks 31-28.
So
No,
Patriots
31-27. My bad, 31-27. Yeah, they covered 4.5. But yeah,
cover the 4.5.
31-27.
I want to believe. So honestly, let
You're
me
about to pick
start here.
some blowout score, ain't you?
I'm not disrespectful that way. Now I'm gonna be honest.
In that
When the
way.
matchups were first set, I did. So the title of this, I still put the Patriots stand a chance. but I thought they were going to get mollywopped once the matchups were set. I made that Bengals comparison because that is to me what that run reminds me of. What that run reminds me of. But I also thought about in the Super Bowl, the Bengals were really good in the Super Bowl, right? The elements won't be well. It is outside, but we'll see. I haven't checked to see what the weather's like in Santa Clara. Hopefully, the substation doesn't come into a play because they've been up there all week. Anyway, don't get me started on that. But as the more I thought about it, I do think the Seahawks win. I don't want the Seahawks to win. I hate the Seahawks. I'm a Niners fan. Like I would love nothing more than for the Patriots to win 55-0. That would make me happy. That would make for a great Super Bowl Sunday for me.
Me too.
But I think that the Seahawks defense, the back end is super fast with Witherspoon, with Eamon Ward. I think DeMarcus Lawrence, their interior, with I can see his name, but I can't think of his number. Think of his name. But I think their defensive line is going to get after Drake May. I think the sacks are going to pile up again. And I think that there's going to be just enough plays made by Sam Darnold that they win this game. And I think they're going to win 27-20. So I think that's why I said I don't think that the Patriots cover.
27-20.
I think this is my thing about Sam Darnold, right? And I feel like nobody's talking about this. I'm going to say this again. Is the Patriots defense better than the Vikings defense?
I think so.
A1 don't want to hear that.
I think it's close.
Flores is a great coach, though. Brian Flores is a great coach, though.
He is.
Okay, so I think it's close, but continue.
Is the Patriots defense better than the Chargers defense?
I think so.
Okay. Sam Darnold threw how many picks against the Rams in I think the first game?
They won.
I think,
but he threw 3 picks, right?
He threw 4. He
4?
threw 4. I think he threw a total of 6 in their 2 regular season matchups. I think he threw 4 the first game and then 2 the second game.
Who has one of the most ass secondaries in the NFL?
The Rams.
Okay. So, of course, there's going to be a little slanted because they have familiarity with each other, right? They played each other multiple times. The coaches probably know all type of stuff that everyone else doesn't know, right? I don't trust. Now, let's say Sam Darnold was playing the Bengals in the Super Bowl, then I'd be like, I don't know. Bro, he's playing a top 5 defense in the Super Bowl, and we expect him to do what he did against the Rams? How? And you play, listen, New England is notorious for making people like Sam Darnold look crazy.
So here's the thing, though. Counterpoint. How many top receivers, did the Patriots face in the playoffs? I'm not gonna go regular season because I don't know their entire regular season off the top of my head. But just in the playoffs, how many top receivers did they face?
Nobody really.
No Nico. There's an argument that the Chargers have one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. Are we giving them that?
Lad McConkey was so trash the last 8 weeks. But
nah,
was that Lad McConkey's fault?
The last 8 weeks?
I would say this much: the Broncos got a pretty good receiving. I would take Sutton, Franklin, and the other dude over the Chargers. Mims,
but again, they didn't have their starting quarterback, right? Didn't have their starting quarterback.
That wasn't the question they won.
But I'm just saying, like, come on, in context, though, like when you look at it, how many, like, they haven't faced a guy like JSN. I think this is one of the best offensive lines they would have faced in the playoffs. Chargers line was beat up. The Texans line is it's mid. And like, again, the Broncos game, you almost have to throw out because the elements, they do have a good offensive line, but they weren't facing a starting quarterback. So that game almost becomes null and void because we don't know how that game turns out. And look, it's not to say that I'm not saying the Broncos win that game if they have Knicks, right? Like, I'm not saying it at all. I'm just saying it's hard to talk about that game and to gain any true insight against who they face, just because the defense was good. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. They haven't faced.
So no, we haven't faced anyone as good as JSN all year. I don't think. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm gonna look this up real quick and look
You
at
know
their
what I mean?
schedule. I don't think so, man. I don't think they
Mhm.
faced a receiver that good.
But
Let's
I
see.
do think that I think Sam Darnold is 100% going to throw a pick in this game. You know what I'm saying? I think the Patriots are 100% gonna score at least 3 touchdowns in this game. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I think that see, y'all have less faith in Cooper Cup than I do. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking, okay, well, if the Patriots put a lot of extra attention on JSN and they actually do end up limiting him, I don't want to leave space for someone else to come through. But y'all are saying no one else can come through. So if we just sell on JSN, I wonder what that looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, Rashid Saheed and the tight end is not bad. He's not a game changer, but Barner is not bad.
Bobo is all right.
Bobo,
Yeah,
I'm
Bobo's cool.
anytime touchdown Bobo. I might go anytime touchdown Bobo.
I think getting Torrey Horton back would be huge for them, though. I do think
I do too.
that's
I do too.
even if he's not playing, even if he gets just like 20 snaps, like those could be 20 potentially impactful snaps because he was starting to make some headway before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I think that's why I had it a blowout initially, and I changed my mind once I sat and thought about it. I do think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a competitive game. I just unfortunately think that I'm sorry, not Steelers, Seahawks are going to ultimately win the game.
Yo, bro, you said you have the Patriots scoring 28 points.
20,
Yeah.
27,
Oh,
20.
oh,
That was more. That
oh.
was
I
more.
had
Yeah, yeah.
27.
Okay,
I had
okay.
20. I have Patriots at 27, but I haven't
Bro,
given up.
if the Patriots score more than 14 points, they're winning.
Dang, that's a good one. Clip that one.
Now, if the Patriots end up scoring like 10 or something like that,
Yeah.
so it's over. I don't think they can hold the Seahawks to 7 points. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
think you're
but
underselling. I think you're underselling that offense. I think Clint Kubiak, excuse me, Clay is his brother. I think Clint Kubiak, who's going to be the coach of the Raiders once this is over
Mhm.
with, I think he can scheme up an offense. And I think that he comes from that McVay Shanahan tree, and your linebackers better be ready. Because the one thing that those offenses do is they look to put those linebackers under duress, having them make a lot of decisions through motions, through shifts. And so I think that your linebackers got to be ready to pack a lunch and be ready for a long day. Not to say
see,
that they are vulnerable or that they suck, but
but I think this is going to be a close game, right? So I think in close games you have to make a play. And I think Sam Darnold having to make a play against the Rams and having to make a play against any other defense that's formidable is two different things. I feel like they protect Sam Darnold from looking stupid. Now he's more capable than he has been in the past. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think how many downfield throws do you think Sam Darnold is going to make in this game?
I'd say under
mm,
3.
I'll take the over on that.
If we're going, what's downfield? 25 yards or more?
Okay, I'll take the under on 25. I think if you say 20, I think if you make that number 20, I'll take the over.
Mhm.
I think he's going to test them.
I'm
I think
talking
he's
in
going
the
to
air,
test them.
not a 20-yard game.
Yeah, 20,
Okay.
throwing the ball 20 yards down the field. I think he's going to listen.
If he throws more than one interception, this game's over.
I mean, you can't say that. He threw 4.
Yeah,
And
but not
granted,
against the Rams though.
they lost. Now, granted, the Rams won that game. The Rams won the first match. The Seahawks won the rematch where he brought them back from 9 down in the fourth quarter, right? He threw 4 interceptions. That defense is going to keep him in any game, whether it's a shootout, whether it is a low scoring game. That defense is going to make sure that he has a chance. Now, whether he capitalizes is a different question, but that defense is going to make sure he has a shot.
Yeah, he had a chance. I mean, CJ Stroud had a chance. You know what I'm saying? Jarrett Stidham had a chance.
We're not talking about Jared. Let me say this too as a final point. I don't know. Someone can get this into the hands of Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald. If it gets down, if you're down at the 10-yard line and it's 4th and goal or 4th and whatever, and you have a choice to kick or go for it, take the points. Do not be stupid. Take the point. We've seen it throughout all of these playoffs where these coaches are gambling and not taking the easy points, and then it comes down to the end. And man, those 3 points sure would have looked nice when now you need a touchdown to win the game, or now you need whatever to win the game. These points
Hindsight
are
is
going to be
2020, right? Hindsight is
no.
2020.
Listen, I was saying that in the moment though. It wasn't. I wasn't saying that once we got to the end because I am not one of those people. Like now, if I end up being wrong, cool, right? So I said the same thing about Ben Johnson in the Packers game. They went for like what twice, I think, goal to go situations on fourth down, didn't get it. They ended up coming back and winning the game, but it's like you're making life harder on yourself. You got to take what's in front of you because you don't get extra points if you scored a touchdown. If you go for it on fourth,
I think it's completely contingent on the yards to go. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah.
I don't think so. Listen,
Yeah,
if it's the first quarter,
if I'm inside the 3, like I take the points as not take the points to me. If I'm inside the 3-yard line.
So Direct. So something I pitched on this show before. It's called a Madden game coordinator, right? A Madden game coordinator is someone who's played the requisite 10,000 hours of Madden. And so they have run across every kind of simulated game experiences one could have, right? And so I feel like in those cases, right? You go to your Madden game coordinator. It's 4th and 3. It's 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Hey, MGC, what should we do? Go for it or kick? You kick because you take the points that are there. You don't know what those 3 points could mean in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left in the game when you have the ball.
But here's the thing. Like, how many opportunities do you get to have your like 80% of your playbook open for a touchdown, for a one-play touchdown, right? Like, so you don't get it. The percentage of somebody going 97 yards is so small.
I'm not trying to hear that, Ward.
You're going to get the ball back inside the 3. If you're at the 8-yard line, cool, you kick it. You know what I mean? That's cool. But inside the 2 and 3, they're running sneaks and powers to get in punting range.
There's something we're missing here, right? There's something we're missing here. So coaches, it's hard for us to talk about this as fans because coaches know their players better than anybody else. With the media, anybody, right? If you run a play, let's say like the Seahawks have an amazing defense, right? If Kubiak is running something in practice that's working on their defense, right? No matter what the situation is, I would like to believe that he would believe it's going to work against somebody else's defense. But you don't know till it happens. And then it's like football has so many what if somebody slips? What if they snap the ball too early? What if something crazy happens? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't account for that because, like, for instance, when people were shitting on Denver, right? But in that game, I know Sean Payton is thinking, well, I know the weather's going to get bad soon. How many more opportunities are we even going to have to get a touchdown?
I don't think Sean Payton was thinking that because he went for it. Like, you got to take the points now so that when the weather gets bad, like, and he taken the 3 points when they were up 7-0. They have the ball with the opportunity to win the game before on their last possession.
What if they got the touchdown?
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. You take what's available.
I don't know.
When
I was watching it live, I said to myself, like, there are other elements of these decisions. To me, it's not always cut and dry. You have a quarterback who's starting his first game. You're putting confidence in him. You get up 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, this is a huge, and that's where I'm going with it.
Listen, Direct. I put in the group chat. Mind you, I was busy, so I missed this when it happened. I just saw them talk about it, so I had to go back and watch it. When I saw they went for it and they didn't get it, I put in the group chat, I am now rooting for the Patriots to win this game because Sean Payton is being stupid. For all the reasons he just listed, it's a backup quarterback. You already got a touchdown. You take the 3, go up 2 scores, and you make them prove that they can score on you. You already have a great defense. Make them prove that they can score on you, and now put the pressure on them. They were supposed to win that game. They're starting a backup. You go up 10, now all the No. By the way, real quick, just a quick stat here. It's about a 50-50. 4th and 3 is about a little bit less than a 50% chance that you get it. 47%. 47% that you get it. 4th and 1 has about a 65% conversion rate. I'm not saying 4th and 1. I'm saying 4th and 3 or more, You take the 3 because you just don't know what that game is going to look like come the fourth quarter, and you need all the points. To me, it's like analytics in basketball. People say, well, the mid range. It's better to take the 3 than the mid range shot. But if you have a great mid range shooter whose percentages are better inside the arc, you let him take that shot because the goal is to have more points at the end of the game. You're not getting extra points if you take the analytically correct shot. You don't. It's still worth 3 points. That's all I'm saying.
I think I don't look at Sean Payton as he's old school, so he's not a super analyst guy. I think it's a feeling, right? Like that's what we can't. Now, mind you, I thought they should have kicked it too. I'm playing devil's advocate, right? But I'm not an NFL coach. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be real. I know no one wants to talk about Jared Stidham, but the word on the street was that he was the greatest backup since whoever. You know what I'm saying? Now, was this a ploy by the media? Was it a ploy by Sean Payton?
Absolutely,
Who knows?
They lied.
Or did Jared Stidham used to play for the Patriots? So
I
maybe
was
they
gonna
just
say,
know him.
They lied. So I want
I'll put
to
it
give
to you this way: Josh Dobbs is a better backup than Jared Stidham. Like Josh Dobbs would have came in that game and low key probably in the snow still ran the ball.
So I want to talk about this, right? You talk about Ward mentioned, you have a play that has like an 80% success rate or whatever inside the 3-yard line, right? There was a play in the Super Bowl that I'm pretty sure a team had run all the time in practice. They had probably run it in games, and they thought, we're going to call this play because they'll never see it coming. And we're going to be successful, and we're going to win this game. Right? And you know what happened? They ran that play instead of, giving the ball to their beast of a running back. And you know what happened? That pass got picked off. You know why? Because they pay the other team too. Okay. They pay the other team too. And he told that young man in practice when he didn't make the play, hey, when we get down here, they're going to run this play. Be ready. Get to your spot, beat the man to the spot, and pick the ball off. You know what happened in that game? The Patriots won a Super Bowl. The Patriots won a Super Bowl because the other team gets paid. No. Now, granted, that was they had to have the touchdown, right? They couldn't kick the field goal. But all I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if your defense, if your team is successful against this beastly of a defense. These other guys are practicing and preparing for that same play that you think is an absolute tutty. That's all I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing. A1, let me ask you a question. In a game with crazy snow where you can barely see your receivers, would you have, and you're on the sideline, you're on the Patriots sideline, McDonald looks at you and says, hey, A1, I'm thinking about running with the flea flicker next play. What are you going to say?
I wouldn't have minded that because that's one of those, it's so crazy, it just might work. That's a whole different scenario.
I'm not buying this.
That's a whole different scenario.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
It sounds dumb. It sounds dumb. We ain't been able to pass the whole game, but you want to throw a flea flicker at the bottom of the court with the game on.
Man, forget that. You want to hand the ball to a running back and him to toss a ball in a snowstorm backwards.
Yes.
To a team that can't score, that the defense could pick it up and take it back. To a team
if that would have been a fumble, it would have been the dumbest play of all time, bro.
Oh, Vrabel would be. Oh man,
they were keying on the run. They were expecting the run, so they're all crashing down. All you got to do is he's not asking Stevenson to run into the pile. He's asking him to take 2 steps, turn around, and toss it back to your guy. And you're telling him, hey, Ramondre, if a player has come through unblocked, don't try it. Just go down. You don't have to be a hero.
Wasn't he getting hit while he was throwing it back?
I'm going to go look it up real quick.
Pause. Yikes. Hey, yo. Crazy.
Flip. It's over. Clip. Like, yo, enter the mind of a Seahawks fan.
Don't quote me.
Don't quote me is hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hold on. Breaking news. The Los Angeles Clippers are trading James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a 2nd-round pick.
No, Are you serious?
Yep.
Yes. This was reported that James Harden wanted to leave. And so they were talking about working out this trade between the Cavaliers and the Clippers all day.
Can I take a basketball break real quick while you look that up? Anyone to say something?
So, by the way, flea flicker was not hit. So go ahead. He was not close to being hit.
So First of all, I hate James Harden, as a basketball player, more than almost any other basketball player I've hated. I feel like he's good in the regular season. He had no heart in the playoffs. I haven't, I can bet on him to lose a playoff series against a good team almost every time, and I'll be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Two, what is up with people trying to hurt younger players to accommodate James Harden? Like, let's be real. Darius Garland was hurt last year in the playoffs, right? So why
Yes,
would
he
you
did. He
bank
did
that
suffer
James
injury.
Harden would have a better playoff series than Darius Garland?
So here's the thing with the Cavs, right? From the Cavs perspective, the Cavs obviously they're not having the season they had last year when they were the number one seed in the East. Darius Garland, who I believe is hurt right now, um,
Oh, he's hurt
it's
now.
not
Okay.
it's not working, right? Whatever they have, it's not working. They're trying to win now. The East is as winnable as it's going to be, depending on what happens with Giannis over the next couple of days if he gets traded. I've heard Miami's a front runner. I've heard Minnesota's a front runner, so on and so forth.
James Harden
But
is good for 2 games in a series, then he's going to turn into a bearded pumpkin.
so here's the thing, though. Donovan Mitchell is a beastly playoff performer. Like he is amazing. And so if you get to a winner take all game 7, you don't necessarily need to rely on James to carry you home. Donovan Mitchell, you can say if it's a 5-point game, either way, 5 minutes left, you can say, okay, Donovan, take us home.
But I
You
think
just need
James,
James to give you something.
you remember James in the when he was on the 76ers in the Celtics series? So I was like, first of all, I thought it was dumb that they even went and got Harden because I'm like, you're messing up Maxi's development. I could tell who Maxi was back then. You know what I'm
Fair
saying?
enough. Mhm.
That's one. Two, with James doing shit like shooting for two for 18 and shit, he's hurting. You're taking away possessions where someone else is going to do something. He's going to look bad at goodbye Clippers. I mean, I didn't say Clippers. Goodbye, Cavaliers.
Cleveland.
And the,
Yeah. So
yeah,
here's the thing. When I heard this, I had to look this up because first of all, shout out to this week in the NBA. Hopefully, I will finally be back from my hiatus and have something up next Monday. But
okay.
I did a segment on the Clippers about I think this is the last one I dropped, right? And this is when they were in the midst of like winning like 6, 7 straight. Here are the Clippers were 6-21 at a certain point. Since that point, they've been 17-5. They're 12-4 since the new year. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They were up to I think they're the 9th seed right now. The Warriors, they lost Jimmy, who's directly in front of them, I think by a game or
Yeah,
two.
Trailblazers are right behind them. Yeah.
They're at 8, so they could potentially get up to the 8. There's a big gap between them and the Lakers, who are the 6th seed. I think it's like 6 games, but still, at the pace that they were playing, they could have easily, with as constructed, gotten themselves to the 6th seed and gotten themselves out of the play-in. They were playing phenomenal basketball, and so to hear that he wanted to leave, to me, it's just like it's baffling. Like he's a quitter. And I don't want to I don't want to be that harsh, but I don't know how else to say it.
Bro,
He
he's
quit
showing
on
that
Houston.
he's a sucker. He's shown this his whole career as a basketball player. He
Yeah,
might be a
yeah.
nice man in real life. I don't know.
He quit on Houston. He quit on Brooklyn. He quit on Philly. He quit on LA.
Wait till he finds out them strip clubs in Cleveland are trash.
Yo,
Allegedly.
bro, like, why would you want James Harden? Like if you're a GM, right? For his price, you know he's going to turn into a pumpkin in the playoffs, and you know his leadership is trash. Why do you want him on your team?
Why do guys continue to date Drea?
Because they're
Wait.
stupid.
Because they think, well, surely I'm it's gonna be different with me. Them other guys were suckers. Them other guys with Brittany Renner, like they're the problem, Brittany. I can fix you.
Yo,
I have what you need.
unpopular opinion. James Harden is directly to blame for a lot of Doc Rivers' failures, and Doc Rivers takes all the heat.
Nah, we're not doing that. Doc Rivers is the blame for Doc Rivers. Nah. No,
Yo,
Doc.
you guys might have to take it home together. I got 4% on my phone. That's what I was basically saying.
Actually, this is a good place to stop, man. Direct, we appreciate you pulling up,
For
hanging
sure.
out with us, talking football. Where can the people follow you on their way out?
Just direct, man. DRECT everywhere. Don't quote me is at DQM Pod. And if you forget all that, just type "don't quote me," and we'll pop up. And yo, can I? What's up with the I need a good group chat during the Super Bowl. What's up, man?
Oh yeah, we got
Can y'all
you.
let me in for 48 hours?
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
we got you. We got you.
Okay, okay.
We got you.
Yeah.
We got you.
Oh
All right.
man.
Go. You got something to say, Ward?
Yeah,
We
go
close
watch
it
the
out.
Smack Volume trailer that just dropped on the URL app. Might
Is
pop
it
up
the
on it.
full? The full?
I don't know. It just said promo trailer just dropped. So if not, I just gave it away. But I don't care.
Gosh,
You
all
may or may
100,000 of
not.
y'all fans gonna go crazy.
Say that
We'll
one more
see.
time. I think.
I said all 100,000 of y'all fans gonna go crazy now, man. Internet lit up. You know what I mean?
Yo, so thank y'all once again. Direct thank you. For those of you who are watching, thank you for watching. Please remember, you can catch every episode of It's a Black and White Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, wherever you get the good podcasts. Give us 5 stars. You can also check us out on YouTube by searching Brains and Bars. Subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell, tell a friend and tell a friend it's them boys again. And lastly, you can follow us on all social media at Brains and Bars. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Until next time, it's been a Black
And wait.
and White Thing, man. Direct, thank you very much. We'll holler at y'all next week, man. Be easy.
Yo,
Don't
Drect.
quote me.